Race number 7, Steve, as I turn to it. The Daphne Bannon Memorial Great Easter Stakes over the 1400 metres. Run us through this market.
Headed by Kamai War, who was very impressive last start. 480 been backed into 450, so we went up 480 each of two, Kamai War and Live Drama. Live Drama remains in that second line at 480. Monza Secuto, $6, hasn't budged since the opening call. Shares that same price with Harbourside. Chiquito, $8.50. Ocean Point, $9. Double figures around Scarfy at $12. Street Fighting Man, $15. Rock Sensation at a $16 quote. And best of the rest is Severine at $18. So slight lead around Kamai War. Draws the ace, has Tina, that jockey, aboard with Lance Robinson, who I'll touch on in terms of his recent strike rate. But at 480, he's been backed into 450.
Okay, Kamai War, very impressive. It'll come to you, Aidan. Kamai War, impressive last time. Goes up to the 1400 metres here. What are your thoughts here in the Great Easter?
Really like what he was doing last time out. He came from well back and wide, but he did have cover. But he really attacked the line nicely, so it did it well. And both times on the clock he's been good because he'd run second in behind Chili Philly in a key form race leading into that as well. So last time out, quickest last 400, second quickest last 600, and the start before we were making more of a sustained run over 1,000 metres, ran the quickest 800 and second quickest last 600 as well. So the difference this time round is obviously the weights goes up 58 and a half, and you just wonder, he's an 8-year-old who, while he's been competitive the whole way through, getting up to 60 does make a difference, especially when you're up against sort of horses such as Chiquito, who comes in, I think, 2.5 kilograms better, or 1.5 kilograms better at least, and even the stablemates, I think, 2.5 kilograms better. Live Drama, who was a little bit unlucky, just clearing traffic after getting into traffic on the turn and then clearing traffic in the straight as well. So those two horses are definitely coming in a touch better at the weight. He's a little more speed though, through Monza Secuto, Ocean Point, and Street Fighting Man's the other one who, from a wide gate, I think they've got no real choice but to go forward as well. So yeah, it's an interesting race. Just if Harbourside can tuck in, then that'll mean that Chiquito should be able to tuck in. And if Chiquito can get a soft run here, I think she's the one to beat. On what we've seen of her overall record and what we saw last time out when she only narrowly missed second. And did it in really good style. Something of a Riccarton specialist as well.
Yeah, okay. 8.5, Aidan. Would that be tempting you, Chiquito?
I've got her on top. So, yep, definitely tempting.
Yeah, okay, more than tempting by the sound of it. BP, a competitive 1400 here, the Great Easter.
Yes, and Aidan's, I think, found the right sort of form line there from last time to the races. I didn't mind the horse that ran second and behind Kamai War last time. And Monza Secuto, a horse who does, obviously sit in a better place in the weights, as Aidan said there as well, with that weight swing on Kamai War from last time to the races. So that's going to be a massive assistance for her chances. She sits around that $6 mark. Corey Campbell takes the ride. Chiquito also in that middle market, finishing third in that race last time to the races, is backable. So it's a race that screams having a bet in the middle market, and that's where I'm looking at the moment, those horses that ran the placings and behind Kamai War when last presented.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. A number of them between sort of $5 and $10 here in this one, Steve. So, how are we looking here, and where do you think we should be going?
I just want to touch firstly on Lance Robinson. 5 winners from his last 25 runners at 20%. He obviously has a couple in the race, including Kamai War. With Kamai War, I think he's got a real short sprint. So he'll have to be held up perfectly by Tina. And then have one last crack at them over the 7 furlongs. I am keen around Harbourside. Just comes slightly from a different form line, 6th in the Easter Cup. Her form this campaign links up with many in the race prior to her Easter Cup 6th, and no knockback to 7 furlongs with 53.5.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a number of ways you could cut it here, Aidan. You boys have all, you've all got a bit of a different take on this one, the Great Easter.
Yeah, Harbourside is an interesting runner, and another horse who does get to go forward as well. Just that win striker just hasn't been there lately, has it? But no knock on. She's been racing really well. He's been racing pretty well, and he is back in distance and out of the stakes race. So there's enough there. My feeling on Chiquito though is she's just so progressive. She's won 6 of 15. The barrier is a real concern. That 9. Where does she get to from there? If she is poked out 3 wide, then obviously that's more of a worry. But I did get her getting a spot. So if she can get it, it gets soft run sort of in, fourth or fifth spot, then I just think she's a horse who has measured up in some pretty good company, and this isn't the best of Chiquito yet either. I think we're going to see her get in to be a group horse further down the track.
By Vespa, Steve, Chiquito. Are we underrating Vespers? Carolina Reaper by Vespa?
Carolina Reaper, yeah.
Going well?
He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. Yeah, look, used to stand at Wellfield. I'm not sure where he's standing at the moment.
Okay.
Boys might be able to help me there, but originally, obviously, was standing at Wellfield stud. But
He was partly owned by Kevin Hickman, so I know he had a stint at Valachi, but I think Valachi are now getting out of their stallion, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, Vespa anyway. They're Chiquito. So Aidan pretty keen on the 8.5 around Chiquito. Where did you land in the end, Pops?
Look, I'm looking at a little bet here on Montesecuro. Sixes on the top, or to win the race, and 175 first four, top four. So that might be sort of the option I might be looking towards there and trying to find somewhere in this market. I think it's a great race for the quaddie. We've already mentioned sort of 3 or 4 different runners, so we might need to just take a little bit of a spread here because no doubt there'll be a nice little guaranteed quaddie coming up on both our Saturday meetings.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there will be. And yeah, as you say, we're going to need a little bit of a spread. Pop's keen on Monza Securdo and Aidan pretty keen on Chiquito. Steve, if you had to have a crack, you'd be leaning toward Harbourside here.
No strong opinion here. I am in probably the number ones camp in Kaimar War.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, from barrier 1 should be able to get a nice smother. As I mentioned, he's got a sharp sprint, so and it doesn't last too long, maybe a furlong at best. So Tino will just have to hold him up, and bang for the last furlong finish over the top. But yeah, no strong opinion.
Okay. And live drama for our winner, Matt. Remember him, live drama?
Picked it out last start, ran it on a 6th.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky, as Aidan mentioned, so live drama in the race as well.